Alrighty, so today I'm gonna go over how I skin a pine marten. So for all you new people just getting into trappings, people that want to learn, um, maybe you can get a few ideas from this little video I'm gonna make and learn a thing or two, and maybe it will help you out. So that's at least that's what I'm hoping it will do. So I'm gonna kind of focus in a little bit more on this pine marten and not me. So I'm going to tilt this camera down just a little bit, and hopefully it gets everything that I'm wanting to get. So I usually start with the pine marten. I kind of stretch it out a little bit, and I take my knife and I start right back by the anus here, and start slicing right up the back part of the leg, going right up to the foot. You know, I don't skin my animals for taxidermy purposes. I sell them at a fur auction, actually coming up in a couple weeks over in Glens Ferry, Idaho. I go to the Idaho Trappers Association fur auction. Montana has a great one also. It's a little bit early for me. I usually can't get all my fur put up in time to go to that one. This year, they're actually having Montana Trappers Association's having theirs a little bit early, but I still don't have my fur ready. So I do the Idaho Trappers Association, and I sell all my fur at the auction. I don't sell them to taxidermy businesses or people looking to do stuff like that. So I don't keep the feet in a lot of stuff. Some things I do. Pine marten's not one of them, so I'm not gonna be skinning these with the feet in. So once I've got the legs split up the back sides, I split the tail. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. Going right up the underside of the tail all the way close to the tip of it. I've got the back of the legs split up each side all the way up to the foot. That's just how I do it. And then I take and I do a little bit of skinning on them, on the legs. You know, there's a old saying, there's a million ways to skin a cat. Well, there's many different ways to skin a pine marten too, and I'm not saying this is the only way. I'm not saying this is the best way. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. All I'm saying is this is how I do it. So I learned this many moons ago from my dad when I was trapping with him as a little kid. I started running around the woods trapping with my dad when I was about 5 years old, and been hooked ever since. So this is how I do it. So it's worked for me. So I mean, over the years I've learned a few little tricks and stuff. I've changed it up some. So I'm not saying you can't learn new things as you go, because I do. I'm always learning something new. That's one of the things I like going to these fur auctions. I like going to the trapping seminars and rendezvous and stuff. I mean, you meet a lot of neat guys and gals and learn things from them, pass on your techniques and stuff. And so yeah, so once I get those legs split up, kind of skin around them a little bit and start getting the hide off of that, pull it up on the foot about as far as I want to go, and then just cut it like that and leave the foot like that. That's just how I do it. So Again, I'm not skinning these for a taxidermy purpose or to sell them to someone that's gonna do some taxidermy work on them or even do like a wall hanger. But so I get this when I do a lot of it just by my fingers instead of using a knife. So getting that all pulled up pretty much even with the other side. Get this right down to the both sides on the belly side, right down to the crotch. And I just cut right across it. And got a little male pine marten, which that's actually what I like to catch. I like to catch the males, leave the females out there to have more little ones. But at the same time, do not want to take every single male. So if I do catch a few females each year, that's okay too, but I'd rather have the majority of them males. So it's just like with my bobcats, you know, I don't want to catch all the really big tom bobcats. I'm always doing that. Eventually there's not going to be big toms to be reproducing. So all right, so I got that pulled down off the belly a little bit, so I just kind of hold off for that. And I flip it over and start working the tail some. I'll just flip it on its side so I can trim right around the butthole here. If you can really see that good, but it's kind of making sure I don't hit those little glands that the martens have right around their anus. I'll actually end up cutting those out and making up I do that with all my pine marten and weasels. Make up a paste with it for a lure so I can attract more pine marten next year. So it seems to attract them pretty good. So it's one of the things I use. So now I'm just kind of trimming up the tail a little bit. You know, when I'm doing this, I'm not in no hurry. I kind of enjoy just sitting out here. I don't have a lot of them to do every night during the trapping season. Trapping season's over as of today. Today's the last day of trapping season, so I caught two of them today. So one of them's really frozen, so I gotta let it thaw out some. And so yeah, so when I do this, I'm not in no big hurry. I don't try to see how fast I can do it and be done with it. It's something I kind of enjoy out in the shop. Got a little fire going. I can